Paris catacombs are a pretty grim reminder that we have no control over what happens to our bones after we die.
Even with all the progress in exploring our planet, scientists still left some things.
When you walk in there, you'll see bones stacked. They're everywhere. You'll have thigh bones stacked up in places. You'll have skulls stacked in other places.
Strange phenomena that make no sense.
That is really weird.
And places so terrifying they shocked even the experts. Hang on for the unbelievable discoveries that if not filmed, no one would have believed them.
Oh my god, they better get up or they're gonna hit the power lines.
I think of the glacier having its period. Okay. Yeah.
So cool that it's actually flowing while we're here.
Yeah, this is amazing. This is actually quite fortunate. This is a tricky little feature. It doesn't always flow when you'd like it to, I guess. So it's one of those challenging mysteries to study.
In Antarctica's dry valleys, a strange sight stunned explorers. A deep red flow seeping from a glacier, making it look like the ice was exuding, known as bloodfalls. This weird phenomenon confused scientists for years, but later they discovered that the ice was twice as salty as the ocean and rich in iron, which oxidized when exposed to air, creating the red color. Beneath the glacier lay an ancient, untouched lake where tiny microbes had survived for millions of years. This discovery gave scientists clues about how life could exist in extreme conditions, even on Mars or Europa. Stone spheres. In the southern jungles of Costa Rica, massive stone spheres lay scattered across the land. Some were as small as baseballs, while others reached 7 feet wide. Perfectly round and carved from solid rock, their origin remained a mystery. Discovered in the 1940s, these spheres had been buried for centuries. Linked to the ancient Dickwis culture, researchers believed they were shaped using heat, water, and careful grinding. Some were arranged in lines or patterns, possibly marking important locations, but their true purpose was lost with time. Were they symbols of power? Celestial markers? No one could say for sure. Even today, these strange spheres keep their secrets. Mystery ring. A bizarre video surfaced online, leaving viewers in shock. On top of a remote mountain, a massive metallic ring stood tall, its purpose unknown. The footage showed a woman stepping into the ring alone, but within seconds, she reappeared on the other side, with a man and a child by her side. It was impossible, yet it happened right in front of the camera. Many believed they had teleported from another place, while others thought time travel was at play. No explanation seemed to make sense, yet the video remained, sparking endless speculation. Whatever the truth was, that strange ring had done something beyond belief. Desert Hand. In the vast desert of Handai, a mysterious structure stands tall, a giant hand rising from the barren land. It is so massive that no human could have built it. No records exist of its construction, and no one knows when it first appeared. Despite its weird presence, the structure has become a well-known tourist attraction in the Atacama Desert. Some believe it was left behind by an ancient civilization, while others think it may not be of this world. Yet, no matter how many visitors, the question remains: who or what created the giant hand in the desert? Egypt quake. Earthquakes happen all the time, but this one in Egypt was unlike any other. The ground didn't just shake, it nearly split apart. A massive crack tore through the land, revealing the ocean beneath. It wasn't the biggest earthquake ever, but the impact was shocking. A portion of the land broke away, turning into a rocky shore. The sight of the deep blue waters hidden beneath the earth left many stunned. Some say it was a rare natural event, while others believe something far more unusual caused it. Whatever the case, Egypt's landscape will never be the same. Vanishing Lake. In 1980, something unexpected happened at Lake Peigneur, Louisiana. A drilling team was looking for oil when their drill accidentally broke into a salt mine under the lake. Water started rushing into the mine, creating a powerful whirlpool. There were 50 miners underground at the time, but they managed to escape, before the water reached them. The whirlpool was so strong that it even pulled in barges from a nearby canal. After 2 days, salt water from the Gulf of Mexico filled the lake, making it much deeper than before. The Texaco company was responsible for all of this, and they paid millions of compensation. Today, Lake Peigneux is forever changed, a reminder of how one mistake can cause massive wreckage. Weird sea.
अच्छा पानी उधर लेके जा रहे हैं मुझे अपनी तरफ ये मैं खुद ब खुद ऊपर पड़ा हूँ देखें ये डेड सी का
These two friends were traveling through Jordan when they came across the Dead Sea, the lowest place on Earth, sitting 430 meters below sea level. Before reaching the shore, they spotted giant stone figures in the distance. They didn't look like normal rocks, too huge and strange, almost like frozen beings. No one knows what they really are. As they walked closer to the sea, thick salt layers covered the ground. The water felt oily, and as they stepped in, they floated without effort, surrounded by sharp saltstones underneath and the silent mountains of Israel behind them. Nature has many things like this. Some can be explained, but others exist just to be admired. Shifting ground.
Oh my God. They better get up. They're going to hit the power lines.
A man took his dog for a walk in the woods when they reached a spot that didn't feel normal at all. The ground under them seemed inflated. As he stepped on it, it moved like a balloon, not solid like the rest of the forest. It felt as if something was inside, maybe gas or water. He had one thought: this might happen when water gets trapped under certain parts of the woods, making the ground act this way. But no one knows for sure what it really was, as nature has its own way of surprising us. Some things feel out of place, yet they exist, reminding us that the Earth still holds so much that we've yet to understand. Earth fracture. One night in Africa in 2005, people were startled by loud cracking sounds echoing through the land. When they rushed to see what had happened, they found a massive crack stretching 60 kilometers across Ethiopia. The ground had split open, and no one knew how deep it went. Scientists later confirmed that this wasn't just an ordinary crack. It was part of the East African Rift, a process that is slowly pulling the continent apart. Over millions of years, East Africa will completely separate, forming a new ocean between the two landmasses. This isn't the first time Earth has reshaped itself, and it won't be the last. This planet is always changing, even if we don't notice it right away. Flaming Falls.
Quite simply, folks, it's one of the most inspiring and breathtaking waterfalls you'll ever see, and it's only 5 miles. This is the Eternal Flame Falls at Chestnut Ridge Park in Orchard Park.
In Chestnut Ridge Park, New York, lies a waterfall unlike any other. Hidden behind the flowing water, a small flame burns endlessly, fueled by natural gas escaping from the ground. This unique site, known as Eternal Flame Falls, has been around since the Native American days. Though the flame can go out at times, visitors often reignite it, keeping the mystery alive. The hike to reach it is rugged and challenging, but those who make the journey are rewarded with a rare and breathtaking view, water and fire existing together in nature. This hidden treasure continues to amaze those who visit, proving that some of nature's wonders are truly one of a kind. Boiling River.
There's the Boiling River. It's part.
In the middle of the Peruvian Amazon, there is a river that is so hot it can cook anything that falls into it. This river, called Shanay Timpishka, reaches temperatures of over 210 degrees Fahrenheit. What makes it even more mysterious is that there are no volcanoes nearby, yet the water keeps boiling. Scientists have tried to understand how this happens, but the answer is still unclear. Locals believe the river has spiritual power, and many stay away from it. One thing is certain: getting too close to this river could be a lethal mistake. Stone Maze. In Madagascar, there is a forest unlike any other. Instead of trees, this forest is made of sharp limestone rocks, giving it the name Tsingy de Bemaraha, or the Tsingy Stone Forest. These towering rock formations were once underwater over 200 million years ago, but over time, rain washed away the softer stone, leaving behind razor-sharp peaks. Some of these rock towers rise 220 feet high, creating a landscape that looks almost impossible to walk on. Despite its harsh appearance, Singi is full of life. It is home to rare birds, unique plants, and even 11 different species of lemur. While you can't walk barefoot here, adventurers can explore this one-of-a-kind natural wonder. Ocean Abyss. In the middle of the ocean in Belize, there is a giant blue hole that looks like a perfect circle. This is the Great Blue Hole, the largest and most famous ocean blue hole in the world. It is 1,000 feet wide and 400 feet deep. Even the famous explorer Jacques Cousteau called it one of the best diving spots in the world. This massive hole was once a dry cave formed by erosion during the ice ages, when the sea level was lower. But over time, the ceiling collapsed, and when the ice age ended, the ocean filled it with water, turning it into the breathtaking blue hole we see today. Stone snakes.
Oh shit, that is creepy weird.
While hiking through the woods, a man stumbled upon a waterfall, but what really caught his attention were the strange rock formations surrounding it. Some of them looked like giant stacked shapes, while others resembled massive prehistoric snakes. As he looked around, he realized he was standing in a place that was once home to these ancient creatures millions of years ago. But the mystery didn't end there. Another explorer traveling through the same area reported seeing something even stranger right in front of his car. He spotted what looked like a giant snake. You might need to visit that woods. Who knows what you came across? Crooked Forest. In western Poland, near the town of Gryfino, there is a strange and mysterious place known as the Crooked Forest. This small grove contains around 100 pine trees, all bending sharply near the base before curving back upward. Planted in the 1930s, these trees stand out because no one knows exactly why they grew this way. Some believe human techniques were used to shape them, possibly for boat or furniture building. Others think a natural event, like a heavy snowstorm, may have caused their odd shape. Despite many theories, the true reason remains a mystery, making the Crooked Forest a fascinating place to visit. Vanishing water. In Judge C.R. Magny State Park, Minnesota, a mysterious waterfall has puzzled scientists for years. Devil's Kettle Falls splits the Brule River into two. One side flows downstream, while the other vanishes into a deep hole. Researchers have dropped dye, logs, and ping-pong balls into the hole, but nothing reappeared. Some believe an underground cave system swallows the water, while others suggest it flows deep beneath the rocks. Local legends say the devil created the hole, and some think throwing objects in brings bad luck or grants wishes. Despite the mystery, visitors from around the world come to witness this unexplained natural wonder. Breathing Earth. In Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, there is a valley where steam never stops rising. It looks like the Earth is breathing, with white clouds of steam coming up from the ground. The land stays warm, and the air has a strange smell. This place is called the Valley of Geysers, and it is not a normal valley. Deep underground, magma heats the water, building pressure until hot steam and boiling water burst out. Many think it shows the power of volcanoes, while others say it feels like the Earth is alive. This valley is one of Russia's most incredible places. Sunken City. Beneath the waters of Japan's Yonaguni Island, a strange structure lies hidden. Large, flat stone terraces, sharp edges, and perfect staircases give the impression of an ancient city, now swallowed by the sea. Some say it is a natural rock formation shaped by thousands of years of ocean currents. Others believe it was built by a prehistoric civilization, long before history recorded its existence. The site includes a pyramid-like structure, roads, and carved symbols, making it hard to dismiss as a coincidence. Some researchers think it sank after the last ice age, when rising sea levels swallowed land. Whatever the truth is, the Yonaguni monument remains a mystery. Well's Secret. In 2021, a team of Omani cavers explored Yemen's Well of Barhout for the first time. This massive sinkhole, known as the Well of Hell, had been surrounded by mystery and fear for centuries. Locals believed it was a prison for genies, avoiding it for generations. But what the explorers found was unexpected. Deep inside, there were waterfalls, hidden caves, and a variety of plants and animals. The creepy darkness at the bottom was not empty, it was full of life. Though its origins remain unknown, the Well of Barhout is now seen as a natural wonder, proving that sometimes the most feared places hold the greatest secrets. Singing dunes.
I feel like I'm walking on zero gravity.
Right?
In the United Arab Emirates, a tourist traveled near the Saudi border to explore the vast desert. While climbing the tallest dune in the Middle East, something unexpected happened. The sand dunes made a sound, a deep rumble that filled the air. This phenomenon is known as singing dunes. The sound changes depending on the sand and the weather. It almost felt like the desert was alive, making its own music. The tourists stood still, amazed by the strange, natural sound.
I feel like I'm walking on zero gravity.
Right?
A simple pile of sand turned into something incredible, a discovery he'd never forget. Sahara Eye. In Mauritania, Africa, there is a massive circular formation known as the Eye of the Sahara. It is so big that it can only be fully seen from space. At first, scientists thought it was an impact crater, but it turned out to be something else. The Eye of the Sahara formed over millions of years due to magma activity under the ground. As the land slowly uplifted, layers of rock and sand created a unique, ring-like pattern. Over time, wind and water shaped it into what we see today. This site holds over 1 billion years of history and remains one of the most mysterious and beautiful formations on Earth. Moving rocks.
We just wanted to show how much wind it must have took to shove them and drag them along to create their...
A local was passing through Death Valley, California, when he noticed massive rocks that had moved on their own, leaving long trails behind them. Some of these rocks weighed over 100 pounds.
I lifted one, they're clearly over 100 pounds each.
Yet they had clearly shifted across the dry surface. How was this possible? Well, people have their own theories, but scientists discover that a rare mix of ice, wind, and water causes the rocks to slide across the surface. Still, seeing these rocks move on their own is an unforgettable sight. Floating stones. While visiting one of the harshest places on Earth, Death Valley, a tourist saw something unbelievable. He spotted stones sailing across the lake's surface. They were floating. These weren't small pebbles. They were quite big rocks, yet they moved effortlessly over the water. How was this possible? No one has a clear answer. Some believe it's due to a rare mix of wind, ice, and water, while others think nature has its own unexplained ways. But one thing is certain, it was a sight he would never forget. Paris Catacombs.
Paris catacombs are a pretty grim reminder that we have no control over what happens to our bones after we die.
In Paris, France, a tourist explored the underground tunnels hidden beneath the city. Known as the Paris Catacombs, this place holds the remains of over 6 million people. Walking through the dim tunnels, the tourist saw remains stacked in patterns along the walls. Some were arranged like decorations, while others were piled in corners. A sign above the entrance warned that this is the empire of the deceased.
When you walk in there, you'll see bones stacked. They're everywhere. You'll have thigh bones stacked up in places. You'll have skulls stacked in other places.
These bones were moved here in the 1700s, when cemeteries ran out of space. Some say this disturbed the spirits of the lifeless, and strange things have been reported ever since. Island dolls. Mexico's Isla de las Muñecas, or the Island of the Dolls, sat weirdly in the waters south of Mexico City. There were no buildings, no electricity, just wooden huts and hundreds of dolls hanging from trees and walls. Legend spoke of a young girl who drowned there in the 1950s. A local man claimed he heard her cries long after her passing. Some believed he found dolls washing ashore, while others said he hung them himself to ward off spirits. Years later, he was found lifeless in the same waters where the girl had drowned. Accident, or had the dolls finally claimed him? Mere mine. In the frozen lands of northeastern Siberia, Yakutaya held one of the world's deepest scars on the Earth, the Mir Mine. This massive pit, stretching 525 meters deep, was carved into the permafrost in search of diamonds. For years, miners braved the harsh conditions, extracting precious stones from the frozen depths. The sheer size of the hole made it one of the largest man-made excavations on the planet. Legends whispered that the mine was so deep that helicopters risked being pulled in by sudden air currents. Whether true or not, the Mir Mine stood as a testament to human ambition, digging into the Earth's icy heart for treasures hidden beneath. Living bridges. In the forests of Meghalaya, a tradition older than any modern bridge still thrives. Here, the people have mastered the art of growing bridges instead of building them. Sounds odd, right? Using the aerial roots of the Ficus elastica tree, they grow slowly, stretching over rivers, deep cracks, and waterfalls. These living root bridges take years to form, but become stronger over time, lasting for generations. Villagers come together each year to guide and shape the roots, ensuring the bridges remain sturdy for those who will walk them in the future. More than just engineering, this is a connection between nature and human wisdom, one that stands strong against time. Iceberg break.
We had some communication from our remote instruments on the ice shelf informing us that part of the ice shelf, approximately the size of Greater London, calved off at around about 7 to 8 p.m. last night.
A massive iceberg broke away from Antarctica, surprising researchers. It was about the size of Greater London and separated from the Brunt ice shelf. Scientists had been watching a crack, called Chasm 1, for years, knowing this would happen one day. Luckily, their research station had been moved earlier, or it would have drifted away with the ice. Experts say this break wasn't caused by climate change, but was part of a natural process. It also won't raise sea levels. For once, an iceberg this big isn't a reason to worry. It's just nature doing its thing. Floating leaf.
Okay, this is crazy, look.
A local was walking through the city when she noticed leaves scattered on the ground, but one leaf stood out. It was floating in midair. She thought it might be hanging from something, so she grabbed it. It felt completely normal. But when she tossed it back, it returned to the exact same spot and started levitating again. She checked once more, but the result didn't change. No strings, no tricks, just a leaf that refused to fall. She stood there shocked, and who wouldn't be? Magnetic Hill.
न्यूट्रल है भैया पीछे क्या जा रही है
In Ladakh, India, there is a strange hill that doesn't seem real. A group of friends was traveling when they noticed something unusual. When they stopped their car on the hill, it started moving backward on its own. At first, it was slow, but as time passed, the speed increased.
गाड़ी न्यूट्रल पे है अब चल रही है
The car was off, yet it kept rolling. But here's the catch. This only happened when they stopped. If they kept driving, nothing strange occurred. This place is called Magnetic Hill, and many believe gravity works differently there. Maybe it's an illusion, or maybe the hill truly has some unexplained force. Hidden cave. In the sacred valley of the Incas, South America, there is a mysterious cave unlike any other. At first glance, it looks normal, but as you step inside, things get strange. The back of the cave is blocked, and on the right, there's an opening that leads nowhere. The real mystery is in front, massive stone pieces unlike anything seen before. Among them, there were a few remains of an ancient civilization. Many believe this wasn't always a cave. It could have been two giant stones that, long ago, shifted due to a landslide, creating this hidden place. Ancient spheres.
It's a round sphere which is found naturally inside of next to a coal mine in South Africa. and among the sedimentary rocks.
Strange round objects have been found deep in South Africa's ancient pyrophyllite deposits, called Klerksdorp spheres. These perfectly shaped stones have detailed grooves and are believed to be 3 billion years old. Their origin remains a mystery.
Okay, I give it a rinse first. And now, are you ready? Let's see what's inside.
Some say they are natural formations, while others believe they could be evidence of an advanced prehistoric civilization, or even something not from this world. No one can say for sure, but their discovery continues to fascinate researchers and spark debate. A far rift. Earth is always changing. Deep inside, heat and molten rock slowly reshape the land, creating mountains, valleys, and other landscapes. One of the most fascinating places affected by this movement is the Afar Triangle in East Africa. Millions of years ago, the African and Arabian plates began pulling apart, forming the Red Sea, the Gulf of Aden, and the East African Rift. As the plates move, the land stretches, cracks, and sinks, leading to earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. In September 2005, a volcanic eruption in the Afar region followed days of ground cracks and steam rising from the land. Scientists monitoring the area left just 2 hours before the eruption. The detonation sent ash and rock flying, a reminder that the Earth is always active beneath our feet. Black sand. Iceland is home to some of the most unique beaches in the world. Its famous black sand beaches. These stunning shores stretch for miles along the southern coast, attracting visitors from all over. The sand was formed by volcanic eruptions from the nearby Katla volcano. When lava reached the cold ocean, it cooled so quickly that it broke into tiny rock fragments, which, over time, became black sand. The area also features massive stone columns, believed in Icelandic folklore to be trolls that turn to stone when caught by the sunrise. Visitors can explore these beaches on foot or even take a horseback riding tour, making it a must-visit destination for anyone traveling to Iceland. Impact crater. In 2006, a crater was discovered near Johannesburg, South Africa. While on an expedition to Tanzania to recover meteorites in Ufana, researchers came across this massive crater. It measures about 1.13 kilometers in diameter and 100 meters deep. Scientists estimate its age to be around 220,000 years, dating back to the Pleistocene era. The impactor was likely a stony meteorite, between 30 to 50 meters wide, which vaporized upon impact. Eternal fire. In Ethiopia, a massive volcano holds a lake of lava that never cools down. The molten rock bubbles and glows, creating endless flames beneath the earth. The volcano is always active, with flames and eruptions bursting into the air. The heat is so intense that anything too close melts in seconds. The journey to this place is tough. Long jeep rides across one of the hottest regions on Earth. Years ago, a huge eruption forced thousands to flee. Even now, the volcano remains unpredictable, a powerful reminder of the Earth's raw energy beneath the surface. Underwater fall. Have you ever seen a waterfall beneath the ocean? Then have a look at this. The Mauritius underwater waterfall is one of the most stunning natural illusions on Earth. Located off the southwest coast of Mauritius, this breathtaking sight isn't actually water falling into the depths. It's an optical illusion created by ocean currents pulling sand and silt, making it look like a cascading waterfall beneath the surface. If captured from above, the view is truly unforgettable. The deep blue waters of the Indian Ocean blend with swirling sand, creating a scene that looks straight out of a dream. And now let's move on to our subscribers' pick. Do you know what happens when lightning strikes the ground? If not, take a look at this. This happened on a street in Massachusetts when a bolt of lightning struck, leaving a hole in the ground. It occurred during a severe storm that moved through the area. A lightning bolt can reach temperatures of about 54,000 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. The intense heat and energy from the strike created an electric discharge crater, showing just how powerful nature can be.